I don't really know why I'm posting this. I guess I just need to get it off my chest before it eats me alive. My name doesn't matter, and neither does the exact location, but I work nights at a county morgue in one of those little towns most people only drive through on their way somewhere else. It's not glamorous work, but it's steady. Most nights are mind-numbingly quiet. I sit in a cold room with fluorescent lights that hum like mosquitoes, fill out paperwork, maybe tag and process a body or two if the local nursing home or highway claims another soul. It's the kind of job where nothing ever happens, until something does. I've been on the night shift for 5 years. I thought I'd seen everything. I thought I was numb to death. But what I saw a few weeks ago wasn't death. And it wasn't human. That's why I'm writing this. Because I haven't slept right since. Because I can't shake the feeling that someone is making sure I stay quiet. But if they're already watching me, then maybe it doesn't matter anymore. It was around 2:30 in the morning when I heard tires on the gravel outside. That alone was strange. We don't get deliveries at night, ever. Bodies come by ambulance or the coroner's van, always logged, always called in first. But when I peeked through the blinds, I saw something different. A matte black van. No plates. 2 Humvees flanking it, headlights off. 3 men got out. They weren't local police, and they weren't county. They had that military posture, you can just tell. One of them knocked on the door, short and sharp, while the others stayed back by the van. When I opened up, the one at the door didn't introduce himself, didn't explain. Just flashed some kind of badge too fast for me to really read and said, "We need storage. Immediate." His voice was flat, practiced. Not a request. They rolled in a gurney with a sealed black body bag strapped tight. No paperwork, no tags. That was another red flag. Everything that comes through here has to be documented, but when I asked, the man just looked at me and said, "You didn't see this. You don't log this." Then they left. Just like that. Van gone. Humvees gone. The lot was empty again in less than 5 minutes, like they'd never been there at all. I remember standing over that body bag, the zipper glinting under the fluorescent light, and for the first time in my career, I felt real hesitation about unzipping it. I've unzipped hundreds of body bags. Old folks, accident victims, even a few suicides. You learn to expect certain things, pallor, stiffness, that faint sweet rot if they've been gone too long. But this. The first thing that hit me was the smell. Not decay. Not blood. It was sharp, chemical, like burned plastic mixed with wet earth. My eyes watered instantly. Then I pulled the zipper down a little further. The skin wasn't right. It looked like it had been stretched too thin, almost translucent, with a faint gray-green hue. I could see veins, but they branched in patterns I'd never seen in any anatomy book. And the face. God, the face. The eyes weren't closed, but they weren't open either. They bulged, glossy and too large for the sockets, with pupils that didn't seem round but slitted, like a cat's, only sideways, running vertical instead of horizontal. The jaw was wrong, too long, like it could unhinge. No lips, just a dark seam of skin that looked like it had been stitched shut by nature itself. Its arms bent at the wrong angles. Too many joints. Too many fingers. I backed away so fast I nearly tripped over my own chair. Every part of me screamed that what I was looking at wasn't supposed to exist, that I should just zip the bag up and pretend I'd never seen it. But I didn't. I kept staring, waiting for it to do something. And eventually, it did. At first, I told myself it was just post-mortem spasm, muscles releasing, nerves firing off. I'd seen it plenty of times before. But this wasn't that. The whole torso jerked, like something was testing the bag from the inside. Then came the sound. A low, wet rasp, like air being forced through waterlogged lungs. Only it didn't sound like breathing, it sounded like trying. Like imitation. The eyes rolled, focusing, and for a split second I swear they locked on me. Not in that vacant, lifeless way bodies sometimes stare, but with intent. Awareness. I stumbled back, hit the counter hard enough to knock over a tray of scalpels. The clatter echoed, and the thing responded, its chest swelled, the seams of the body bag straining like it was about to split. I froze. My whole body wanted to run, but some part of me couldn't move, couldn't look away. That's when the morgue door slammed open. The soldiers were back, 3 of them, dressed head to toe in black gear this time, rifles drawn. One barked something I couldn't make out, and before I could even speak, they were on the gurney, pinning it down, dragging the bag shut with practiced speed. The rasping cut off like someone hit a switch. They wheeled it out without looking at me once. I was still shaking when they came back inside. The leader, the same one who'd shown me the badge earlier, shut the door behind him and just stared at me for a long, silent moment. "You didn't see anything tonight," he finally said. His tone wasn't threatening. That almost made it worse. It was calm. Certain. Like he knew I'd obey. I tried to argue, to stammer something about protocol, paperwork, anything, but he cut me off with a look that made my throat dry up. Another soldier was already gathering up the scalpels I'd dropped, wiping down the counter, even taking the trash bag from under the sink. They moved like they'd done this before, like cleaning up loose ends was part of the drill. Before they left, the leader leaned close enough that I could smell gun oil on his jacket. He said, "If you talk, we'll know. If you write, we'll know. Go back to your shift. Pretend it was just another night." And then they were gone. No tire noise this time, no headlights through the blinds. Just silence, like the whole thing had been swallowed up by the dark. But the smell lingered, the burned plastic, wet earth stench, and no amount of bleach has gotten it out since that. I was still shaking when they came back inside. The leader, the same one who'd shown me the badge earlier, shut the door behind him and just stared at me for a long, silent moment. "You didn't see anything tonight," he finally said. His tone wasn't threatening. That almost made it worse. It was calm. Certain. Like he knew I'd obey. I tried to argue, to stammer something about protocol, paperwork, anything, but he cut me off with a look that made my throat dry up. Another soldier was already gathering up the scalpels I'd dropped, wiping down the counter, even taking the trash bag from under the sink. They moved like they'd done this before, like cleaning up loose ends was part of the drill. Before they left, the leader leaned close enough that I could smell gun oil on his jacket. He said, "If you talk, we'll know. If you write, we'll know. Go back to your shift. Pretend it was just another night." And then they were gone. No tire noise this time, no headlights through the blinds. Just silence, like the whole thing had been swallowed up by the dark. But the smell lingered, the burned plastic, wet earth stench, and no amount of bleach has gotten it out since. I tried to go back to work the next night like nothing happened. Same coffee, same paperwork, same hum of the lights overhead. But it wasn't the same. It'll never be the same. I keep thinking about those eyes, how they focused on me, how I felt pinned to the spot like prey. Sometimes, when I close mine to sleep, I see them in the dark, glinting, unblinking. Worse, I'm not sure the military left with all of it. Some nights, when I'm alone in the morgue, I swear I hear that rasping again, muffled and wet, echoing from somewhere it shouldn't. I haven't told anyone in town. Who would believe me? I'm just the guy who watches the dead. But lately, I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched right back. Not just by the men who threatened me, by something else. I catch shadows shifting in corners where nothing should move. I wake up to my apartment door unlocked when I know I bolted it. And sometimes, walking home at dawn, I get the crawling sense that there's something just out of sight behind me, pacing my steps. Maybe posting this is a mistake. Maybe they'll come back for me. But the truth is, I'd rather risk that than keep it bottled up any longer. Because whatever they brought